Hello. I've had a crazy busy couple of days. I didn't like part 3, so I'm remaking it now. It got cut off because my card failed and miscellaneous issues. Besides, it was a lot of rehashing of what was in parts 1 and 2, so I thought with recreating it I could kind of push forward. I've made a series of questions that kind of transform the 4 factors that are considered by a court to determine fair use, a claim of fair use for defense, and have kind of reworked them into simple yes or no questions, with the idea being the more you say yes in response to these lists of questions, the stronger your defense is under fair use, as fair use. The more you say no, the more you should question what you're doing and whether it's worth contesting. It doesn't take a yes on all of these, though, because some of them are rather specific. Fair use covers several types of use, and some of these questions are focused on one type of use. It's also important to keep in mind the difference between strong yeses and weak yeses, as well as strong no's and weak no's. The idea being, the first question is about profit motive. Are you posting your video with zero intent to profit from it? Now, a strong yes would be because you're not advertising, you're not a YouTube partner monetizing the video in question, you're not providing links to online sales or web pages that might have advertising revenue potential. You're not posting a button for a PayPal account or something for people to make donations. But obviously that would be a strong yes if there's absolutely zero profit motive. You might have a weak yes if you're indirectly getting advertising revenues for your own site that you're linking through to or something. That's rather indirect. But obviously if you're monetizing the video in question, then you're profiting from it, and that's a motive, and so that would require a no. If this video represents a product that you're trying to sell DVDs of, that would be a strong no. Anyways, so let's go through these quick. And again, these are kind of to convert the 4 factors listed in copyright law, which of course have been explored and complicated throughout the history of copyright law. So I've broken into, what do I got? 7 questions. First, as I said, are you posting your video with zero intent to profit from it? This speaks to motives. If this is purely a hobby or an interest to progress knowledge, share ideas, etc., with no profit motive, you're pretty defensible. Second, are you creating a parody or critique or commentary on the original? This is one of the focused ones that saying no to this doesn't mean fair use won't protect you. But certainly if you are doing one of these things, and again without profit motive, then you're protected under freedom of speech, First Amendment. Third, are you using a source that's historical, public domain, or non-creative? That's pretty self-explanatory. But obviously, if you're taking from a creative source, that's one thing. If you're taking from a source that is primarily conveying facts, things that are already in the public sphere, you're much more protected, because again, you're sharing knowledge. You're not really plagiarizing as much. Are you transforming the original? And again, this can get into qualitative transformations. If you're reducing the quality, if you're transforming an audio-only source into a video, you're nesting it inside of a different form, so people can't readily just take that song and throw it on their iPod. They would have to get specific software tools to extract the audio from it, and even that's going to reduce the quality further. Again, you're going to want to evaluate not only whether you answer yes or no to these questions, but the strength of those answers. Fifth, are you adding substantial time, creativity, and/or content? If you're putting a lot of your own effort into your video, if you're adding, obviously the weakest stance is if you're just taking a source and posting it. Moving on. Sixth, are you using only a fraction of the source work? And here there's no fine line in the law. Anybody that tells you, you can use 300 words from a written text, it's a bullshit rule of thumb. It's not really, it doesn't have anything to do with the law. And seventh, are you confident you aren't impacting their ability to profit from the original? This is probably the most important these days, because of the influence that mainstream media, their whole industries built around intellectual property rights. The music industry, the film industry, television, publishing. And you need to keep in mind what effect you might have on the holders of the copyright of the original source. So those 7 questions hopefully will help you. I just went to a couple lectures. Mark Hostler from Negative Land, who was involved with 2 lawsuits dealing with copyright many years ago, presented some film work he did for the Ann Arbor Film Festival last night, and today they had a discussion panel of 2 lawyers who are experts in copyright law issues, as well as Mark and a filmmaker who works primarily in collage, and they spoke about the issues, the state as it is, where we should be pushing it, and they think that, the general consensus from the panel was that the populace should be pushing reform, because there's no internal forces, and it's been kind of co-opted. The copyright law has been skewed in favor of the industries that profit off of the protections. Originally it was 14 years coverage. Anyways, I'm gonna post some of the lectures. That's gonna be the next series. Here is the lecture from Mark Hostler and the panel discussion in bits, and there's small pieces missing, but I'll do what I can, and or I have what I could get. Anyways, yeah. So stay tuned. We're kind of getting taken over by fair use issues, but I feel pretty motivated, especially after these discussions, to speak out about this, because it's obvious. I gotta check the time. Okay, it's obvious to me that YouTube is has set up their automated system to intimidate everyday users into not responding to these copyright claims. And I think it's bullshit, because it has nothing to do with the law. It has nothing to do with our rights to free speech and creativity and advancing knowledge and sharing ourselves for nonprofit motives on the internet. So, talk to you later. Love you. I do.